Hey everybody, and welcome to round 2 coverage from Jomez Productions. We're at the Glass Blown Open, Jones East Park, BigSexy commentary coming at you.
Jones East, one of my favorite park courses that we play. I just think it's a lot of fun. You do have the sidewalks, you got, some of the road comes in play, and a lot of people are walking around, but just in general, I feel like this place is always so much fun to play.
What do you think about hole 1?
Hole 1's a great starting hole. Really forehand friendly, backhand lefty friendly, but you can't throw it too far because you have that hillside behind the basket. You had this manda that was put in place here a couple years ago and forced everyone to play left side instead of throwing the hyzer out over the road.
Tough shot, really. I mean, a backhand turnover can't really reach the pin.
The ceiling is way too low for the backhand turnover. You see a lot of people go for that shot, but it ends up hitting trees or cut rolls left.
Paul just a little inside of the line he wanted there. He's going to get stuck behind the barn a little bit.
Yeah, some of the players who would normally opt for the backhand turnover would probably end up going with a roller, just to avoid the low ceiling and have something that will at least get most of the way down there. This is a really tricky hole if you don't have a 350-foot sidearm.
Yeah. I'm going with an X-Cal here.
Pretty standard shot for you there, and he just needs to check up. That's a nice little putt. You're gonna have the anti-death putt. You're gonna have you coming back up the hill, which
life putt.
Yeah, the life putt. Yeah, there you go. That's a nice way to look at that, and yeah, it's a nice way to avoid having any sort of a dangerous putt in the first hole. The only thing you have to worry about is maybe hitting the cage and rolling back.
Yeah. We got one of the old stalwarts of the game here, JohnE McCray. Man, he's been at it a while.
Yeah, he's
hit some gaps, that roller.
Oh my goodness, that was a bit wide, and that needs to check up and oh yes, just barely. Wow, there you go. So there's the roller play from a guy who does not throw forehands. And here we have one of the buddies that I came up in the sport with, Zach Newhouse, originally from Wisconsin and then Charlotte, and now he lives up in Canada. And
Calgary, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Calgary, Canada. Don't get to see him much in person anymore, but one of my favorite dudes.
Super nice guy.
Yeah, super duper nice guy, and
super good shot.
And an awesome shot there. This is the second year in a row Zach has been on the lead card after the first round, and we were joking before round 1 about how he was going to do it again, and he did it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Paul with a nice smooth turnover with the AVR. Gonna get his 3.
Oh, Johnny didn't get enough leg kick there. But a nice little sit down.
I used my magic powers to stop that from rolling.
Well done there. Patented 6 flipper.
6 flips.
Oh yeah, right in the heart.
I was happy to get that. Probably, it's not a hole I find that I'm birding too often.
Yeah, even for a sidearm or a lefty, this is a hole that feels good to get. I mean, it's not you step up and you know you're going to get it. You have to work hard for it. To a really well executed shot. Distance control is really tricky on this one, and Zach made that one look really easy.
Yeah, the tap and putt.
Yeah,
that tree is really the perfect spot to land. I think I saw a Big Germ land next to that tree.
Big Germ did land next to that tree, and he had a tap and putt as well. So nice way to start off the round.
2 birdies, 2 pars to start us off. Johnny with the good fortune to come back in off that road on the roller.
Yep, and also didn't roll away on this low putt up the hill. So
yeah,
good threes there from Paul and Johnny. Not getting the greatest tee shot, but then also 2 really well executed birdies.
Hole 2, you think it's the easiest hole in the course?
Yeah, it has to be. There's no OB to worry about here at all. It's just wide open 300 feet, which is an incredibly standard shot for us. I mean, I feel like that we all have a 300-foot shot in our bag that we know at this distance, this is what we're throwing.
Yeah.
If you want to go spike hyzer lefty, spike hyzer righty, it's all wide open.
Yeah.
Sometimes the difficulty in these holes is the fear of not getting it.
Yeah, I threw a pretty terrible shot, honestly.
Yeah, you're right. That was pretty terrible.
Yeah, I didn't get behind it enough, and I left myself woefully short.
Yeah,
on a hole like this.
Yeah, you really. I mean, that's exactly it though. If you don't get this hole, you're kind of like. That's a mental breakdown, and you really want to beat yourself up for it. So
yeah,
that's kind of the challenge of having a hole like this.
Yeah. Paul with a nice little spike hyzer. He thought he was short, and he was parked.
Well, I mean, technically he was right.
Yeah, but he was complaining about being short. I knew he was not in complaint territory.
Yeah.
Johnny goes a little deep. 40-footer maybe.
Yeah. Get a little Johnny distance there. A little leg kicker. Ooh.
No wrist on that putt. I was a little frustrated. I kind of rationalized it in my head by saying you usually don't get hole 1 and you always get hole 2, so.
Oh, no.
I couldn't believe that one.
Oh, that is a strange way to not go in.
Yeah, just a little flip out over the cage.
Change recoiled and then came back out and pushed it out. Ooh, little Brooklyn make there from Zach.
A nice birdie. Birdie start for him.
Yeah, that's a good start.
Paul making a nice birdie as well. And Johnny and I definitely disappointed to let this one slip away.
Yeah, 2 down on this hole from a foursome is leading strokes out there, especially for lead card.
Yep.
This is one you're going to see star framed more times than not.
I agree.
Well, they made a change on hole 3 this year. They decided to bring the basket out to the right, and I'd heard that it was to make it more of a par 4 field, but they still kept the par at 3, which is irrelevant.
Yeah, it doesn't change the hole that much, I don't think. I mean,
No.
it's a different tee shot, but the difficulty of the hole, this one's a little bit better guarded, I'll say.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to get there in one. It really was never really easy to get there in one before, but now this one requires you keep it a little bit more honest.
Yeah. Zach's just playing a layup here. Big hyzer, get to a landing zone where he feels he can make a 3.
Yeah, there's really nothing in the way from that spot. You know, maybe 1 or 2 guarding trees, but they're pretty far apart.
You know, Paul's going huge.
If he keeps that thing turning, which it looks like it is, that's going to be gigantic. A little bit of fade at the end, but...
He kind of threw it up there near the old spot.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, he's about maybe 30 feet from the old spot, which is just bombed.
Yeah.
It's really hard to tell you how far that is because that's uphill at that point, too.
Yeah.
So that's really big. And you go with the roller. I was actually thinking I'd see more people throw the roller. I didn't see anyone throw it, so that's the first shot I've seen go with that, and it seems like it's a pretty safe play.
It hit that tree. It took about 70 feet off it maybe, but
Yeah.
It's still in a good spot.
When you're throwing a big sky roller like that, what are you throwing?
That was a sidewinder.
That's a sidewinder, okay. So something a little bit flippier so you can get more
Especially
distance off
if
of
I
it.
need a hard right finish.
Yeah,
Then it has to be, because if I put that much air under it, it's got to be a really flippy disc to also go right at the end of that.
And Johnny puts himself in, like, really the only... It's not a tricky spot necessarily, but it is maybe 110 feet away, but just a couple trees in the way.
Yeah.
He should be fine from there, though.
A nice little forehand mid-range from Zach. I'm going with the dart here, just trying to split the trees.
Okay.
Took a little bounce, but it really didn't change my result much.
Yeah.
Paul had kind of a picnic shelter in his way here.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But he stayed safe.
Barely safe.
Wow.
But yeah, I was really surprised to see that.
Threw it too far off the tee, man. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, so he battled the trees. I thought he might have to go hyzer at it. He ended up playing the hyzer shot. Give him a little bit more of skip and roll than he probably wanted.
Paul for his 3, a little bit of a low ceiling putt, wasn't able to get it as high as he needed to. There's just John E for a 3.
Oh, solid putt.
Really nice putt.
He really has. That's a great SloMez to really see that line that he putts. It's really unique to most players.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why that back foot kick is so awesome because he really just gets all his momentum behind that thing and really just powers it in.
Yeah.
And a nice save there from Zach. He's off to a really great start. Nice to see that his nerves are, he's
trying to stay on the lead card this time.
Yeah, that's right. Holding it together. And a good little tap in 3.
Yeah, I'm happy with 3 there.
Yeah.
Paul disappointed with the 4, but
There
just
wasn't
kind of got himself to a weird spot back there with the shelter and the out of bounds picnic
Right.
shelter being in his way.
Yeah, it's just kind of an interesting hole. It's another tweener. There wasn't a single 2 on the entire day.
Okay.
Simon had a putt from about 45 that he missed.
Okay.
But other than that, it's just a little bit too far to be considered a par 3, and it's way too short to be called a true par 4. So.
Yeah. Well, 4 is a true par 4.
Yes.
It's still on the shorter side, but
Right.
so many trees in the way. You either see kind of a big hyzer or like a huge Annie flex, I feel like.
Yeah, there's not even... I mean, you can go big hyzer, but there's also the short hyzer.
Yep.
And just basically the only thing that you're really concerned with off the tee is just getting over these trees somehow. Through them, over them, being somewhere in the grass safe. If you go too far left, you're in the road. And if you hit these trees, a lot of times what will happen is you'll drop down and go in the water. Mm-hmm. So really the name of the game here is just get it out there and figure it out. Because like you said, it's a short par 4. As long as you're safe off the tee, you'll have some way of getting up there.
Yeah.
Really only a couple of guardian trees in the way, so it shouldn't be too difficult for anyone who stays safe off the tee.
Here's the big flex from JomezPro.
Oh, that's huge. That's exactly how you draw it up.
He just caught one of the cedars, but it dropped him decent. Right,
Yeah.
Right, kind of where he wants to be. My shot was just what I wanted. Get the big hyzer over all the trees.
And Paul just played. That's the real safe play. If you do turn it, if you try to go for the big turnover shot, you turn it over too much. There's OB on the right side as well, so
Yeah.
kind of keeps you honest, just playing the hyzer and just trying to avoid all that stuff.
Paul with a little forehand approach.
A little bit sawed off, but it's maybe not actually.
He's pretty close.
Yeah, it's close enough that there's no worries there.
A similar line. For
There we
Zach
go,
with
Zach.
A little bit better result.
We call Zach Wisco back home. There's a little shield action from Johnny. He's done that a few times before. A little dart action from you.
Dart time. Looking for that eagle.
Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it. Woo! That was close.
It was pretty close, man.
I want to see a FollowFlight on that one. I want to see how close it came.
It was a little low, a little right, I think, but it was
Okay.
like a world record putt distance, as far as I can possibly putt.
World record for Nate Sexton.
Yeah,
personal best.
Probably 125-foot putt.
That's pretty impressive. Yes,
Good threes.
absolutely.
Johnny making it look easy with the big drive,
Yep.
and same for me. Once where Johnny and I landed, you don't have a lot to worry about.
You can really tell how far Johnny is with his putt based on how much that leg kicks up. That was a very small leg kick. He was very close.
So star frame for the group there.
We got Paul at 11, 2 at 10, and Johnny at 8.
Hole 5, probably the most eagleable par 4 on the course. It's short, plays short, but tons of OB.
Yeah, it's funny that this one's a par 4 and hole 3 is a par 3, but yeah, this one is really attackable. I mean, even if you do send your drive out a little bit too far right, there's plenty of space over there that you would be safe. However, you're still going to see, I say 99% of players do this exact play right here, whether it's a forehand or a little backhand dump, just somewhere near that short pin and throw from there across to the green.
Pretty hard to ignore an easy birdie, even when there's the chance of eagle.
Right. I feel like there's, like, my philosophy here is that the 3 is so easy that it doesn't make up for how much better the 2 would be than it would be to take a 4 or 5.
Yep.
Like, the hurt of the 4 or 5 would be way more than the pleasure of getting a 2.
I agree with you.
You know, so that's kind of, I think that's what makes this one so easy to lay up. But it is very attackable. I would be surprised to see Paul not go for it.
Yeah, that's one guy who takes no pleasure in threes.
I've seen him to this hole multiple times, and it looks like he's going for it again.
This was a brand new Star Thunderbird, first day in the bag for him.
Oh, wow. And that needs to be, oh my gosh, he is safe.
He's safe, but it never turned over. It didn't turn over the way he expected. The champ Thunderbird he had, he lost out at Opie while we're warming up.
Oh, yeah, the one that he got the ace at Vegas with, I believe.
He might have lost that one, but it was a green one, the one that he had been thrown in practice.
Okay.
Johnny with a nice little layup.
A little Sexton Firebird. Just call them you Firebirds. I don't know why I'm called Sexton Firebirds. Feels like I'm talking to you in the third person.
I call them Sexton Firebirds too.
Okay. And Zach
shot.
making it look easy, because it pretty much is from that distance.
Paul from probably 45.
He knew it out of his hand.
Just a little low.
Just going to have to settle for birdie, unfortunately.
Yep. My shot leaked a little long on me. Gave me a bit of a putt to think about.
Yep. You thought about it?
Thought about it. Decided to make it.
Yep, that's good. Good decision. Johnny with a
Nice from Johnny.
mid-level kick, so that makes 21-foot putt there.
Yeah. Zach for the birdie.
Well done. He is, well, calling hole 3 a par 3. He's 4 under through 5, but
Yeah,
really,
playing great.
he's got as good of a score as you can get in the first 5 holes.
Yeah, playing really well.
Yeah, excellent start. And Johnny's grabbing some grass to take with him for later. So we got Paul still at 12, and Zach and Nate at 11, and Johnny right behind there at 9.
Hole 6, low ceiling, OB on both sides. This
Yep.
one, you can play a forehand out around, but most players you're going to see go with a really low distance driver.
Yeah, the low distance driver, if you throw it just right, if you just crest that hill, it can get you all the way up to the pin.
Yeah.
But most players are just looking at a good position shot. Any OB shot takes you to the drop zone here, which is really pretty poor place to be. You really don't want to be there because it's a really tricky green.
Yeah, they actually made the drop zone a little harder, which I'm happy about, because I used to think
wow.
that the drop zone was too favorable here. But I
Interesting.
think they moved it back a little.
Interesting,
So
yeah.
it's a little more fair.
And if you got the power to punch a hyzer sidearm out that way, that'll get you to a good spot and should be a relatively open shot. Even from there, even though you don't have that much distance left to the pin, that slope on the green really makes it tricky regardless of where you land. So
Yeah.
as far as you can get off the tee, the better, just to make that, come in with the slowest speed possible.
This one I was a little worried about going out of bounds until it
Wow.
hit that. I thought it was a little too turned over.
Yeah, it could have maybe come back at the end, but that was
hard to tell.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Probably a good thing he hit that.
Paul going destroyer here.
Oh, that's just perfect.
And gets the perfect flip
Oh my gosh, he's got to avoid that tree. He
through a
did.
tree. Skipped 3
Oh
times.
my goodness. All right.
That's a 12-footer for the Eagle.
Okay.
Pretty incredible. And it's not the first time he's done that.
No, he did it last time he played this hole too. Pretty good at doing that.
Yep.
Pretty good at disc golf.
There's his drive there. You
Yeah.
can see. Oh, look at this fella.
What is that?
Oh.
Oh,
Weird how it skipped up under that rock.
right underneath it somehow. Looks like the cameraman called me out there. Thank you very much.
Johnny playing a nice skip shot.
Thank you, Michael.
I'm just throwing a forehand, spike it up. I just try to land it right next to that base of this tree.
And I think that it's really, it's kind of cool that you did that there because people think that the wide rim drivers, and Firebird I guess you could call wide rim driver, would skip more. But actually coming in at that angle with that little amount of speed, they're going to check better than a mid-range or a putter or anything like that from that distance. So,
Yeah, you can spike it right down.
right, so that's a good call there instead of trying to slow something else down like a mid-range,
Paul wanted to putt there, but I was like, dude, I'm out. You gotta wait.
That's
You
awesome.
can have your cheers later.
Let's see what he does with my rock gift. Just
Oh.
give it back to the course. All right, that's fine.
Incredible drive there from Paul. I mean,
Fantastic eagle.
really amazing. Johnny with a nice easy birdie.
No leg kick turbo putt there.
And Zach taking a par after that short drive.
He finally is human again. Zach Newhouse. So that's the way to get a stroke on the field. I mean, I can't imagine anyone else to the hole. I didn't hear about it, and usually when you hear about a 2 on that one, it kind of the word spread fast.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Hole 7, we got an island green. So the play is usually a big hyzer up near the American flag, and then you want to land short, obviously, of the island and then pitch down. But those cedars are really good guardians of that basket.
yeah, the hyzer shot, you're bringing a lot of trees in play. The parking lot's on the right. Any OB shot goes to the drop zone, so it really makes you keep your shot really tight to these trees. And
Something, yeah.
Oh
I
my
knew.
gosh.
I knew that something really weird happened on that shot because it looked so good.
Yeah, it was a little bit wider than I think he may have wanted, unless he's trying to play the road skip. But still, that was a really bad break.
Yeah.
That's just more of the traditional play, and you are past everything that you really need to worry about, and you'll have a nice little open shot to the green there.
This is a play that I always think about doing.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see you not do that.
Yeah.
There's really nothing in the way. They have one tree out there to avoid, but for the most part, the one thing that the forehand shot gives you when you throw the shot correct is, and that needs to stay safe, don't hit Tank on his foot. Tank just getting out of the way. That's the most athletic move I've ever seen him make. So Paul going to the drop zone, but that forehand shot takes you away from these trees if you execute the shot properly. So it is a nice risk-reward shot there.
Oh, Paul blocked by the cedar. He's going to have a pretty tough tester putt just to save par.
Right. Zach opting to go for the green with an awkward stance, and he has done a great job getting it up there. Well done there.
I'm going dart. And I thought I heard some metal. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And Johnny in the ideal spot, really, for the...
Absolutely.
Nothing really in the way there. And there's a shield tap in. Perfectly executed.
Paul from 40 feet
Yeah, at least.
to save his par.
Oh, never a doubt.
Nailed it.
Oh, man. I've seen him go beyond this hole a few times, and he seems to get up and down from the drop zone, and that's a tricky drop zone. That low ceiling really makes you play the speed perfectly, the height perfectly. Perfect putt there from
I
Zach.
would definitely throw a sidearm from that drop zone.
Yeah, I'm just kind of surprised to see him not do that, to be honest with you, because it's a lot more open coming in from the left side.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you do with the backhand, you're going to be contending with those trees.
Yeah.
But a really nice up and down for him. Awesome putt. And great birdies for the other three. 555 feet. Pretty short par 4, but really demanding.
Yeah. It's one of those ones. Next time I'm there in practice, I want to try to go for the green. Sounds fun, but I would never do it in the real tournament.
Never seen one person put it on the green, not in practice or tournament.
I can do it.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Hole 8, par 3. You got to clear all this long grass and then obviously finish short of the road. It's pretty straightforward, but it definitely can sneak up on you.
First par 3 we've really had since hole 2.
Yeah.
I mean, first like actual gettable par 3. So.
Yeah, Jones packs all their par 4s into one little stretch, kind of.
Yep.
I'm going with the X-Cal. Just trying to throw it out towards the road. Hopefully take a couple nice skips.
Yeah, that's about as much skip as you're going to see in this grass. For whatever reason, it's kind of low cut, but for most of the shots I see go out there, very few of them really get that fast driver skip that you think they might get.
Uh-huh.
And that's a bit wider than I think he may have wanted for comfort, but that looks like it's going to be swinging in there nicely. Oh, no!
Just long.
Oh, man. Well, he's going to have about a 30-foot comebacker for his par.
Yep. Zach also taking the forehand. He got it a little bit flatter than I did, so he's going to struggle getting a skip. Right over on that other position.
He looks like he might even have that tree in the way, which is a big
Yeah.
tree to contend with because it's a pretty wide one, and so it might be pretty tricky for him.
Paul's going T-bird 3.
Just gotta miss those 3 and caught the edge.
He's 20 feet though.
Okay,
It got up there.
Oh, it
pretty
even
good.
gets a follow flight. All right.
Look at that thing. Yeah, you'll see it. It kicks. It doesn't take a horrible kick.
Yeah. No.
Goes forward.
All right.
Up to the pin.
Okay. I take it back. Awesome shot.
Zach has to get around this tree, going down to a knee from probably 45 feet.
Look at this guy.
Maybe 40.
Look at this guy.
Just nails it.
God, I'm so proud of you, Zach.
Really good putt.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, Nate from about, say, 30 feet.
Yeah, 30 probably.
Yeah, that's a solid putt there. Who are you waving at?
Oh, just my fans.
Okay.
I would think Johnny next, yeah.
Johnny for the par.
Oh, no.
Came up just short. And Paul connects for birdie. So Johnny's going to lose 2 strokes to the group after that unlucky, not really unlucky, but unfortunate OB.
Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, that's he got a lot of ground play on after his tee shot hit the ground, and you typically don't see that. I feel like you might see a little bit more on the right side. I don't know why, but usually there's some skips coming in with the right hand hyzer, not so much with the backhand left hand hyzer.
Yeah. Hole 9, probably the hardest hole.
Yeah, this is the scariest. I mean, you can take a bigger number here than probably anywhere else on the course.
Yeah, you got OB right, OB long, OB left, and the green is just kind of sloped, pretty well guarded.
Yeah,
and it's a long hole. It's the longest hole.
It's demanding in every single shot. There's a couple different plays. You're going to see the forehand play that we see you lining up here, going outside down the road.
It's got to get around the big jail trees.
There's 2 trees that you really need to avoid there, and yeah, you're past those. Those 3 little guys don't really matter that much. If you hit one of those, you're probably in a good spot.
Yeah.
But the other play would be going right down the middle. You see Zach. That's a little bit tighter. It needs to get some speed to get past everything, and it has.
Yep. Yeah, and then there's this other play that we actually witnessed just before from Simon Lizotte, just throwing it 10 feet away from the basket.
The best tee shot I've ever seen in singles tournament play.
It was insane. 726 feet over OB the entire way, and he was 12 feet. Paul with a perfect forehand.
I knew that he, just getting safe was an incredible accomplishment for Simon. I had no idea that he was 2 arm lengths away from the basket. I mean, he absolutely parked a 726-foot shot.
Incredible.
And this is the play that you're going to see most backhand players do if they have the skill to throw it that straight.
That was perfect.
But that's absolutely perfect. That's just an incredible shot here. And this is kind of a can be somewhat scary shot because not only are you throwing over OB the whole way, with that skip and that slope, you're actually going towards the out-of-bounds water/creek area.
I've definitely put it out of bounds down there before.
Yeah. Paul's
just trying to play a little sliding rock shot. It didn't slide as well as he thought it was going to. It really got caught as soon as it came off the road.
Probably 40-something feet short.
And this was a little bit hung out to dry. He put it up a little too high.
And that's the scary part about that shot there. You really have to trust it over OB for about 98% of the flight.
Yeah.
And just maybe get a skip off the road or just throw something that's going to check up nicely.
Yeah.
But if you just get out there a little bit too wide, you're going to go OB. And that was fairly textbook there from Johnny.
Yeah, nice shot from Johnny. Zach coming back.
First mistake.
Par, and he's a little high.
Yeah, about 45 feet for Paul. Just right there on the pole the whole time. Doesn't have a chance to go anywhere but in.
Perfect shot.
Yeah. Ooh, a little fancy flip out of the basket, too.
Yeah. It's me for birdie into a little headwind.
Oh.
Didn't quite get it up. Zach for his bogey.
Oh, no, Zach.
And yeah, this hole got away from him a little bit.
Oh.
He sticks that one.
Yeah, that's a really tough putt for double bogey.
Yes, it is.
That's a great make for 6 because, you just missed your putt from OB, the putt downhill. Anything outside 15 feet feels like it's about 50.
Yeah. Johnny made the hole look pretty easy there. With that perfect tee shot.
Yeah, it really does. It just almost took all the excitement out of it. Just a straight shot down the middle, simple hyzer to
never over
4 feet.
Yeah, really good play. Well, that's it. That is all we've got for the front 9. We are going to join you guys on the back 9 of Jones very shortly.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.